ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله.
ما شاء الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. صدق الله العظيم.
الفاتحة إلى حضرة النبي محمد مصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وكل أنبياء عليه الصلاة والسلام وأصحابه وأزواج مطهرات أهل بيت الأكرم الأشهر والإكرام بالخصوص إلى حضرة النبي المصطفى صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وسلم وإلى آل بيت الطاهرين وذريات الصالحين وإلى آبائنا ومشايخنا أجمعين. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين
مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إلى حضرة سيدنا سلطان الإمام علي موسى رضا وصول وفروع وآل بيت أجمعين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
آمين. إلى حضرة سيدنا الشيخ عبد القادر الجيلاني رضي الله تعالى عنه وأصوله وفروعه وبناء الطريقة أجمعين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
آمين. إلى حضرة سيدنا الشيخ أحمد الرفاعي رضي الله تعالى عنه وأصوله وفروعه وبناء طريقة أجمعين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
إلى حضرة سيدنا الشيخ معين الدين الچشتي رضي الله تعالى عنه ورسوله وقروئه وبناء الطريقة أجمعين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
آمين. إلى حضرة سيدنا الشيخ عبد السلام الشيشي رحمه الله تعالى عن وصوله وفروعه وبناء طريقة أجمعين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
حضرة سيدنا الشيخ خالد النقشبندي وسيدنا الشيخ أحمد البدوي وسيدنا الشيخ إبراهيم الدسوقي وسيدنا الشيخ سعيد الجباوي رضي الله تعالى عنه وأصوله وفروعه وبناء طرائقهم أجمعين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
إلى حضرة سيدنا الشيخ يحيى بن محمد رحمه الله تعالى عن وصوله وفروعه وبناء طريقة أجمعين. الفاتحة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
آمين. وفي كل ولوالدي آمين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد
كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على أهلك ووعدك ما استطعت أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على أهدك ووعدك ما استطعت أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي
أبوء لك بنعمتك علي
وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت أستغفر الله وأتوب إليه. One voice. أستغفر الله العظيم وأتوب إليه. 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 أستغفر حقا We will now, inshallah, proceed just to do a short burda, inshallah, then we hand over, inshallah, the rest of the program to Honorable Sheikh Sayyid Muhammad bin Yahya Nalwi, that is now graced us with this is the opening function, alhamdulillah, to welcome to our Honorable Sheikh. And so, inshallah, just with the burda, quyud and barakat of that burda, inshallah, we will then commence, inshallah. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك
بشريعتي أزكى النسب عاد الحسب كل العرب في خدمتي اللهم صل على سيدنا حسبي ربي جل الله ما في قلبي غير الله نور محمد صلى الله لا إله إلا الله
कौन मकाम में है अल्लाह दोनों जहां में है अल्लाह कौन मकाम में है अल्लाह दोनों जहां में है अल्लाह जिस्म में जान में है अल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह मा फी क़ल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह मौज बिलाने कमशी है सरवर दी का प्यारा है मौज बिलाने कमशी है सरवर दी का प्यारा है दुनिया के हर आशिक की आंखों का वो तारा है जुल्म हुए कितने उन पर सीने पे उनका पत्थर फिर भी लब पे जारी था इलाहा इल्लल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह मा फी क़ल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह ظهر دين المؤيد بظهوره أبي أحمد ظهر دين Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we have lots of smiley faces, happy faces, and really in a time of hopelessness, whenever Sayyidi Sheikh Muhammad bin Yahya al-Ninawi comes into our time, into our town, our lives, our city, it becomes a time of hopefulness. And we are very, very thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He presents us with this great opportunity over and over again. I think we as the South African Alawi Hussein Ninawi Zawiya have been very fortunate that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the presence of our Honorable Sheikh many, many times. And still it's not enough. But I just like, before I ask Sayyidi to give us the nasiha, I think in a time when we should be very thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His great ni'mah, I'd like to ask each and every one of you, if it's possible, in keeping with this great moment of the arrival of our Shaykh, if it's possible, to give some sadaqah anytime today, tomorrow, thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and making the niyyah in thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any random act of kindness, sadaqah, any charity that you can give, thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for blessing us with the life of our Shaykh, and with the niyyah that Allah preserves and protects us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always keep us under His leadership and under His guidance, inshallah. Without further ado, it always gives us all great pleasure and happiness to listen to the beautiful, sweet voice and words of wisdom of our Murabbi, our Murshid, our guide, our Imam, our leader, our teacher, Fadilat al-Shaykh al-Sayyidi Dr. Muhammad bin Yahya al-Hussein al-Ninawi, Hafidhahullah ta'ala.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد الصادق الوعد الأمين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، ورضي الله عن أزواجه وذرياته وأصحابه وأحبابه والتابعين، وعنا معهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا، وزدنا علما وعملا وحالا وفهما في الدين. اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الأولين، وصل على سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا وشفيعنا محمد وآله في الآخرين، وصل على سيدنا محمد وآله في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله حتى ترث الأرض ومن عليها وأنت خير الوارثين. واجمعنا معه ربنا واحشرنا معه واغفر لنا به وارحمنا به، إنك أنت العزيز الرحيم. اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت، خلقتني وأنا عبدك، وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت. أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت، أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي، فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا واستر لنا عيوبنا، وارحم والدينا ومشايخنا، لا تؤاخذنا ربنا بما كسرت أيدينا. صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وذريته وسلم تسليما كثيرا، والحمد لله رب العالمين. أما بعد، يقول المولى عز وجل في المحكم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لن تنالوا البر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون. First, I think it's nice to be back in South Africa. تعالى bless all of you and gather us always on good. What brought us in the first place is Allah. Nothing brought any of me with any of you but Allah. No, that's the word we gathered to start with. When I saw Mahmoud in Cape Town, and when I first came to Durban, or when I saw any of you, there's only Allah Azza wa Jalla. He is the one who brings, and on Him we unite, and on Him, inshallah, we will never separate. Like on Him we unite, and with Him we go, and by Him we are guided, and to Him we all shall return. That's the journey. Nobody ever fooled anyone about the journey. The journey is not here. The journey is over there to Him. This is not going to stay. And this is not going to last. If anyone told you this is going to last, they're lying to you. This is temporary. And everything about the dunya is temporary. All its glitter and glamour is temporary. All its moments of happiness is temporary. And all its moments of pains are also temporary. It's all temporary. And if you get fooled by the temporary, you lose out on the permanent. We did not gather here for anything else but Allah. You are fortunate in South Africa, Allah, and you have all these good people. You have these gatherings, an opportunity. These gatherings are serving gatherings. They serve people because we forget, so these things tend to remind you. That's all. It's sort of after being forgetful and lazy, someone just reminds you of Allah. And then you say istighfar. Someone reminds you of Sayyidina Rasulullah. Then you make salam on him. So you gain something, sort of like even if there's no motivation to do, or if we are lazy to do, or if the temporary gets a hold of us and makes us blind from the permanent. In the West we fight. Here you're relaxed. Take that opportunity to build. Don't take that opportunity to sleep. Where we are, we work. Much more because the community is smaller, because it's more spread out, and because the need is greater. Because today the Ummah is under unprecedented challenges. Those who know, and those who are asleep don't know. Unprecedented challenges, theologically, unprecedented challenges, social issues, unprecedented. The social issues that the community, not just the Muslim community, we're talking about the Muslim community in specific, but the social challenges the world is experiencing is unprecedented to any faith system. The challenges also on the religious side, regardless what religion you are, regardless what theology you follow, unprecedented challenges. Many things in the world that are happening. Politics is crazy, as usual, and the Deen tries to make sense of things. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came in times that were also crazy. Crazy socially, crazy. There were social habits that were also unprecedented. And there were economics that were also unprecedented. And there was politics that was also unprecedented. Came to give us a sense, to make sense out of things, and to show us the way forward. Those who took his advice went, and those who did not, did not. And today we are in the same position. And onto all of us, there is the responsibility of trying to remain truthful to the Prophet ﷺ's message and to the pledge that we give 5 times at least a day when we hear the mu'adhin say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That's a pledge, a covenant. You say, I witness, I bear witness. Bear witness, you know, when you say, I have a witnessing, courts will call upon you for testimony. And the court of Allah calls on all of us for testimony every single day. For Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. So, on one aspect, the Muslim community here at the Cape has been here for 300 years. You have awliya, great figures around you where you call Karana, around Cape Town, who have struggled a lot and who have paid a lot and who have gone through extensive pain and suffering. So you can still have meanings of Islam. You stand on the shoulders of great men of sacrifice, not for a showcase or a picture that you can have in your home, but for role model that you should follow. Because just like you stand on their shoulders, generations in the future are looking for people like them to stand on their shoulders from you. That's how things work. And that's why Allah says, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You shall not attain piety until you spend that which you love most. The meaning of the ayah. And that's why, you know how the saying goes, I love you. There's much more I than love than you. If you put a mathematical grader like this, you put I, and you put a big math, big this way, then love, then you. There's much more love for I than love than you. You come at the end. And the journey of Islam is actually moving not to the I, but to the you. So that there is no more I, and there is no more love, and the only thing that remains is you. And I think we all ought to ask ourselves, which direction of the journey are we going? Are we going towards the I? Or are we learning to go towards the you? Or at least start looking towards the you? We're not going towards the I. I think this is what Islam tried to bring us. This is what the Prophet ﷺ tried to bring us. And that's why the Quran Kareem speaks about these concepts of that Islam or that the faith is not a feed-free session. That you come, you have a very busy day and a very busy life, and you want to feel good for a few minutes. It's part of like the regimen of feeling good, and your checklist. So you go home and you say, I've done what I need to do today. That's not an Islam that will build. That's not an Islam that will allow the community to prosper. That's an Islam that's I love you, but more I than anything about love or you to start with. because it's a feel-good religion. It's not the Islam that of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum who sacrificed so we can live. It's not the Islam of Khadija radiallahu anha who gave everything so we can prosper. It's not the Islam of Aisha radiallahu anha who taught so we can learn. It's not the Islam of Uthman who gave so we can drink. There is something to celebrate here, and that is you being together. Alhamdulillah, Allah's bringing you together on His word and on His love, and on at least a dimension of brotherhood for His sake. One dimension to say the least, which Allah likes to see, because He encouraged us to practice إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ, that Muslims or Mu'mins are brothers. So by coming together, the Zawiyah basically tries to teach that we are brothers. To have an aspect of brotherhood, at least. An aspect of brotherhood, an aspect of sisterhood, which is pleasing to Allah Azza wa Jalla, in one sense, at least in that dimension. But also, that's to celebrate that we are mentioning Allah Azza wa Jalla. We could be doing other things. And hopefully our niyyahs are purified, that we're mentioning Him for Him. And we came here for Him, not for anyone else or anything else. And if it's not, we correct our niyyah before we leave the majlis. That we came for Allah Azza wa Jalla, and that we leave for Allah Azza wa Jalla, and that we ride on Allah Azza wa Jalla. And when we separate on Allah Azza wa Jalla. But then there's also something else to take. There's something else to take, that this journey that your ancestors here in the Cape have done with Sheikh Yusuf of Makasa and the other karamat that you have around, the sacrifice of these people were not just for you to read in history books, but for you to actually make history present and future. For you to generate the new Yusuf of Makasa. And the new people who will actually carry this message forth. And that's why the Quran Kareem says, this dawah, many of our shuyukh, Allah have mercy on their souls, have said, deen is unlike other things. If you give it all of you, it will give you some of it. Then Allah does not take this part. Allah does not accept you give Him something. He takes all of you. He gives you some, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's something good. And that's why you see the Muslims that in the Ummah before us, and the Sahaba in the example that the Seerah scholars bring, when they were all wounded in the battle. And when you're wounded and hemorrhaging, you're losing fluid, you need to drink water. And they brought water, and he says, I am thirsty and I'm wounded, but give it to the guy next to me. Because he's more needy. Though he doesn't know if he's more needy, he assumes that he can remain patient, meaning he can still give more. That's what he assumes. I can give more. I don't know about the other. Because it's not always about taking. No da'wah ever prospers by taking. No da'wah ever prospers by taking. Da'wah prospers by giving. Da'wah grows on the heart and the shoulders and the hands of those who give. And the more they give, the longer they live in the dunya and in the akhirah. And that's why we call the shaheed, because he gave everything he has, his soul. It's an epitome of giving, not just gave his dunya, gave everything. That's why shaheed is like living. Why do you think Allah tells us about the shaheed, the marker that he's alive? For what? Because giving is living, and he gave everything, so he gets life. Everlastingly. without any hisab, nothing. And the Anbiya are higher than the Shuhada because they gave much more than the Shaheed can ever give. And for us, that's the path that we take as well. Today, the Muslim youth, not just Muslim youth, youth in general, are subject to so many things and so many currents and so many ideas and so many ways to take them away from Allah Azza wa Jalla, take them away from enjoying being remembering Allah Azza wa Jalla, enjoying the circles of mahabbah and love. Or they may look for circles of love, but they don't find them. They find people want to take, they don't find people want to give. And therefore they leave and they go somewhere else where they think there is love. If you don't provide love in these circles of mahabbah of Allah Azza wa Jalla and His dhikr, the youth will go elsewhere to find that love. If you don't provide rahmah, they will go elsewhere to provide rahmah, to find rahmah. It's as simple as that. And if we don't step up and realize that life is about give and take, to say the least, then we don't go anywhere. When Nabi Akram sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, until the last day of his life, on Monday, as we know it, he walked out on Al-Fadl and Ali, both on each shoulder, and they are helping him, or they're helping themselves if you want, and they're walking with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to try to go to pray. The last day, and he's still trying to lead the Ummah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by telling us that there is no excuse for not giving, even when you are not in a situation that allows you to give. Reason for that is because you all have heard in the ahadith that the Quran comes as in shafi'ah, right? The Quran comes as a witness in the Day of Judgment, doesn't it? Allah said not just the Quran, يَوْمَ تَشْهَدُ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَأَرْجُلُهُمْ. Your hands and your feet will come as witness as well.